And the first time I drank Taiwanese tea, I was just like, "Ew, so bitter." Bonjour, 大家好, welcome to my channel. I am Mehdi. And in today's video, we're going to see all the things that changed in me since I came to Taiwan. So it has been a couple of years now that I live in Taiwan. And I know that whenever you go in a place that is far different from your original place of living, like France to Taiwan, you get to change because you are surrounded by things that are really different from you. You live a different experience, completely different lifestyle, and so you are bound to change. And last time, it got me thinking, hey, what changed in me? What are the things that changed the most in me since I first came to Taiwan to now? The thing that changed in me since I first came to Taiwan is the fact that I became a better driver. And I'm not even joking, I really became a better driver since I first came to Taiwan. I bought a car around 8 months ago, and wow, the first time I drove in Taipei, that was hard, that was really stressful. I passed my driving license when I was 19 years old. And to be honest with you, I was rather proud about my driving skills. Actually, thinking about it, there's one thing I wasn't good at when driving in France. It's actually getting the size of my car right. For you see, in France, if there's one thing we have missing is the micro streets you have in Taiwan. We have, of course, really old streets from like the 15th century that are not compatible with driving cars into. However, even though they are really small, one car can pass, and usually it's rather easy to pass in this street. So in Taiwan, there's so many situations where you have to know how big your car is and if it can fit in where you need to go. And somehow, the GPS is like, bro, don't worry, trust me, I got this, you got this, we can pass. Oh my god, the first time I got stuck in one of these streets, it took me more than 10 minutes to get out of 50 meters. There was no one in front of me, it was just me, myself, being super slow. Me when I tell you that sometimes I was bare centimeters away from scratching my car. I was so afraid. There's another thing I got better at in terms of driving in Taiwan, and it's the fact that I'm much better at knowing what's surrounding me while driving. There's such a density of cars and mostly scooters around you. They will just go from your left, from your right, stay really close to the back of your car. It's so scary to me. In Taiwan, the scooters are just crazy. Whenever there's a little space that you leave them, they will always try to squeeze. You want to turn on the right, he will overtake you by the right, no matter what. His life doesn't matter, he has to pass. Or she. Even driving straight, you need to check 360 degrees. It's just so hard. But nowadays, I'm so chill when I'm driving. I can check super fast and always know what's around me. And this, my friends, is a skill I'm really happy again in Taiwan. Hey, by the way, if you have changed in any way since coming from abroad or living in Taipei, small habits, bigger habits, new one, just let me know in the comments. And the second thing that I got much better at since I came to Taiwan and changed in me is the fact that I'm much better at dealing with the heat. I feel like considering the current weather, it's something that is extremely relevant. 50 degrees, real feel, what the fuck? What the fuck? And there's no more relevant subject outside of Nancy Pelosi, I guess. In Taiwan, the sun, I would say, is different. I was warned by some people that the sun in Taiwan is harsher, warmer, it burns, right? But to be honest with you, I wasn't ready with that kind of burn. It's just crazy how you feel the heat on your skin whenever you go outside. So my very first experience with the sun in Taiwan was when I freshly arrived from the airplane. I took the plane from France to Taiwan and arrived at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I got off the plane, first step, I can't breathe. So humid, I was never used to breathing such a humid air. I just couldn't breathe for the first couple seconds. I was just like, so hard. And then it hit me. The sun was burning my skin. I could feel the heat of the sun, to the point where I was doubting about the time at which we arrived. Because let me tell you, in France, 7 a.m., of course you can have some sun, but it's a tiny sun. It's a small sun. It pampers you. It's warm, but it doesn't burn. In Taipei, 7 a.m., summer, the sun is burning you already. What the heck? And so I thought it was 12 p.m. already. But nope, 7 a.m., the sun was there, welcoming me. Because in France, I was really poor at dealing with the heat. I was the kind of person that when going outside during summer, whenever it's more than 25 to 30 degrees, I will literally die inside. My body will go into some kind of low power mode. I would lose at least 50 points of IQ. I would just shut down. Literally, I'm not even kidding. It was so annoying. And it was even more annoying whenever our exams, final exams for university were in June. That was just so hard because remember, in France, there's no AC anywhere. And yeah, before you ask, of course we have sun too in France, it can be pretty warm, but I never seen the UV index go into the purple. 11, 12 on the UV index, that's just crazy. Now I'm really happy to say that I'm much better at dealing with the heat. I can be a functional human being when it's warm, when going outside. I feel like my body has evolved to a new kind of human being, the kind that is operational when it's warm. And I'm so happy about that. I kind of feel like an X-Men, you know, because my body evolved, simply. And the point number 3 that I'm really proud of I changed since I came to Taiwan is the fact that I'm much more patient. It's something I was not really proud of because I was really impatient in France. Things had to happen right here, right now, at the second. It was all about things happening fast. And I would say that in general, French people have much less patience than Taiwanese people. In France, let's just say that our emotions will take over much quicker than in Taiwan. People in Taiwan are just so patient, so calm. It's something that will always impress me, how calm and patient people can be. But of course, this is only a generality. We have impatient people and patient people in both countries. In Taiwan and especially Taipei, seeing how people behave, engage with each other, resolve their conflict, I got to be more patient and learn. I would say that now I'm much more patient than my old self. An example of this is the fact that I hated queuing in France. Whenever there was more than 2 people queuing for something, I would just quickly abandon. I would not even bother go to queue, but just try my luck another day if I even pass in front of the store again. Absolutely no patience for queuing. And oh boy, I wasn't ready for the real queuing that you practice in Taiwan and Taipei. You Taiwanese people are just experts at queuing. The longer the queue, the better the food is an old saying people must be living by a lot in Taipei.
That's because you become hungry.
I'm just sure of it, because you can queue for literally an hour or 2 just to eat at a restaurant. It's insane to me. The hungrier, the better the food. Yeah, it makes sense now. And I'm honestly not at this level yet. I can queue a little bit, let's say 10 to 20 minutes, but more than that, no. No, but really, you guys are just experts at queuing, to the point where it became a real profession. Now we have professional queuers. I don't know if you say it like that, but I guess queuers, professional queuers, that you can pay to queue for you. I feel like it's a really 2022 kind of job, right? And even though I got better at waiting, at being a patient person, being a calm person, thanks to you guys, thanks to the Taiwanese society and culture I got to live in and observe, I would say that I'm not to your level yet, because there's still so many places I avoid simply because of the sheer amount of waiting you have to do before being able to enjoy food or the service. But I'll get there eventually. Or one day I'll get lucky and there'll be no one. And the last point for today's video and the last thing that changed in me is the fact that I changed my mind on tea. It sounds really weird, I know. How can you change your mind on tea? Well, I have to tell you that if you come to Taiwan, you cannot dodge tea. You have to drink tea one day or another. Drinking tea is part of the Taiwanese society and culture. There's so many local teas, so many teas that are part of the local delicacies that you have to drink tea eventually. And so I got exposed to the goodness of the local Taiwanese teas. And the first time I drank Taiwanese tea, I was just like, so bitter. Because you have to know, in France, it's really rare to have first good quality tea, like you have in Taiwan, but also tea that is not sweetened. In France, whenever I was drinking tea or tisane, it was always with sugar or some kind of sweetener. And so that's how I drank tea all my life. I wasn't used to the bitterness, not at all. First weeks, if not months, I was quite annoyed going to some restaurants because the only option for drinks were tea, unsweetened tea. And to me, it was simply too bitter for my old tongue. And I got to drink some better quality teas, and then I could really distinguish the flavors and start almost enjoying it. And through time, without me even realizing it, bitter became good. And I became accustomed, used to drinking tea without any sugar. It's to the point that now, whenever I drink tea and there's sugar inside, it just feels so wrong. I really enjoy the smells, the flavors, the feelings you can get from drinking tea in Taiwan, whether it's cold or warm. And overall, I'm really glad I tried to drink tea without sugar in Taiwan, to the point where now I drink tea every day and without an ounce of sugar. So these are the 4 things that I noticed some time ago that changed in me since I first came to Taiwan. Of course, there's many more, which means another video coming one day about the other things that changed in me since I first came to Taiwan. And I'm pretty sure if you take 10 minutes to think about it, you too changed a lot since 5 years ago. And let me know in the comments below. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for staying with me that long. I hope you like what you saw. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free and don't hesitate to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video and if you have any suggestion for a future topic in the comments below. Thank you so much. See you soon for a future video. Bye bye. Au revoir. Bye bye.